We do have one question from a gentleman who asked about KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. What strategy did you use, Armand, to get sales on KDP? And what advice would you give to a suffering newbie on KDP? Do I need to use ads to get sales? Do I have to create more books? For context, I published my first book on KDP a few days back, but haven't gotten any sales. So I'm going to answer this question in a very efficient way. There's two different paths, and I recommend somewhat combining the two paths. But I don't know about like what you're trying to do with this. Are you trying to get money quickly right now, or are you trying to build like a sustaining brand for the next 10 years? So for the first path, you're going to see a lot of classes on KDP being made from a lot of different people, and the strategy that they're going to talk about is you get your first book, and hopefully for this book, you did some research. There's a lot of demand for it, not much competition. And once you publish the book, you stack the title with a bunch of like keyword dense words. Okay. Like, so if people are searching for it, like it's in your title or subtitle. And the first book is always going to be the hardest to make a lot of sales on. What you're really trying to do with this book is you give a lead magnet on the first page. So let's say you're selling a book on meditation. Your first page is going to have like a lead magnet on a 5 step checklist on meditation. You get their email. Now they're no longer Amazon's customers alone, they're your customers as well. So for the second, third, fourth books, you can you can start doing launches. And anytime you do a launch where you get up your list to buy the book on one day, it boosts you in the algorithm and you'll get a lot of organic sales that way. As for ads, I don't use ads, so I don't know much about it. Um, do you have to create more books? With this strategy, yes. Okay, so the summary for this strategy is you're creating a book with keyword dense titles, you're getting a lead magnet, you're eventually owning your own audience, and you're promoting the books to them. Okay, my strategy is more so about building a brand. I'm not too reliant on Amazon. I don't trust Amazon like that. So I have YouTube videos, podcasts, blogs, Twitter, email list, and much more. And I create content there. I see what's popping off there. Then I build books around that, and I pretty much plug it into the Armani Talks universe. So this is more so the brand strategy. It's a much longer strategy. Um, I recommend you do your best to incorporate both. Like this is where like you could ask a follow-up question, but do you have like a Twitter, a blog, email list or whatever? I really recommend you build a brand, because in the future, bro, like just building like just getting a book, like it's going to be very difficult, because it's just so much competition on KDP coming up. But here's one final tip I will give you. Like if you get anything out of this, turn your book into audiobook. Okay. For you to do that, you just go on ACX, um, and you find a narrator. You could narrate it yourself, but you need the right technology for it. You just get the narrator. You guys negotiate for a PFH, per finished hour. Don't do the royalty split where they'll do the book for you for free, but they get 50% of your royalties for the next 7 years. Do not do that. Instead, just pay up front, get your book an audiobook, and you'll be thankful. Because where KDP is getting a lot of competition, audiobook has no competition. Like they really want more creators to create books for them. So I convinced one of my friends recently to turn his Kindle book, which is already selling, to audiobook. And now he's getting like $150 check, which may not seem like much, but for doing nothing, he doesn't promote it at all. And $150, like imagine if you have a
That's
couple of these. Yeah. So if you get anything out of this, turn your books into audiobooks. Make that like a big intention. If you have
how
any
do you
follow-up
find
question, yeah.
the right keywords to write about?
So there's a thing called Publisher Rocket, and there's other add-ons that you can use to just do some keyword research. And you another way to do it is you go on Amazon's like popular section, you go to books, you see what's selling, and from there, like you gotta install another tool. I don't have all these tools on the top of hold on. KDP Spy. Okay, KDP Spy, and you see like which books are selling and how much competition there is. So the keyword research route takes a like really long time. Like you gotta really like you don't want to actually write a book on meditation because there's so much competition for that.
Have you tried using Chat GPT to write the book for you?
Nah, man. I like for me, like one thing that I'm like fundamentally against is ghostwriting or anything. Like if I'm gonna create books and stuff, like it has to be my own ideas. Like I like the ghostwriting stuff. Like it's just something about it just feels icky to me.
I know a guy who makes a decent amount of money from KDP, and all he does is he publishes erotica books on Amazon.
Hmm.
And the way he does it is by using all these Chat GPT type applications. So we had GPT-2 and GPT-3 earlier. And what he would do is on GPT-2, it would produce like 7,000 words. They have some limit of how many word answer it produces.
Hmm.
And that limit is perfect for writing erotica. So you can be like, Stella did this, say in 200 words, Stella did this, then she did this, then they did this. And you could have an erotica book ready in like an hour. And if you publish a lot of them, you could make a decent living.
Yeah, see, that's where I like really think the mindset comes in because it's like if you're trying to build a brand, like you could do that, but like that's the skill. Like if you could write and like you don't want to automate it to chat GPT or whatever, like you actually know how to write, like I just feel as though that's a long lasting strategy. But I mean, to each is their own. Like some people, they really just want like the money first, so they hire ghostwriters and stuff, which is definitely doable as well. So it really comes down to what you want. But with your strategy, my friend, I recommend like you create some more books, you begin to own your audience, and you definitely turn your books into audiobooks.
Do you think it's a good idea to pay people to write reviews for your book? I've heard that it makes a big difference for Amazon. If you have reviews, it really, really helps with sales.
Yeah, it does help. So this is where like this gentleman owning his audience will eventually help because once you let's say get like a big enough audience, let's say you have like 500 people, now you could do a thing called a book review team where you ask a few of those people like, "Hey, would you like to read my book earlier on?" And on launch date, you purchase it for $1 and leave an honest review. Plenty of people will say yes, and this is one thing that Amazon's very good at. Like they don't annoy the authors. Like where you're allowed to give a free copy of your book in exchange for a review or a discounted price. Where with other products you can't really do that. So to answer your question, yes, it is smart. Like stack up your listings with some reviews if you can.
Go to your friends, be like, the book costs 99 cents. I'll give you $2. Just buy the book and leave a review.
So if you do it to your friends, Harsh, like they actually somehow like have some algorithm that can tell and they'll remove it. Like if you guys are in like the same Wi-Fi network or even if you are in the same household, like there was like a wife and husband that both bought my books, but both of their reviews got taken down because they're in the same household. So Amazon's very like weird, like on what triggers them to take down the reviews. So going to your
Ah,
friends, yeah, going to your friends, like, like it doesn't work as much as it used to.
oh, okay. That sucks. Hmm.
Yeah, man. I'm like, how do you guys even tell? And sometimes they'll make a mistake or they'll take it down, even if this person is like someone you've never heard of. They take it down first, then they'll ask questions later.
Yeah, that's the thing with all these big companies, right? But yeah, I've heard it's a decent way to make money passively. You don't have to do a lot of promotion for your Amazon book.
Yeah,
Amazon does it for you, so it has some advantages. Although personally, I still prefer Gumroad. I mean, I used to prefer them more when they were not scamming me, and not exactly scamming, but charging 15%,
was
and
it 15 now?
it's 15.
I think it
It's
was 10.
10%, 10% to Gumroad, and then 3-4% for the Stripe fee.
Mm.
Earlier, it used to be 3.5% all inclusive.
Where do you get most of your sales from for Gumroad products?
Mostly from Google, my blog, email, Twitter, everywhere. I mean, there's no one place. It's all spread out.
Spread out. You bossed up, bro.
Not exactly, right? Not exactly. I don't know how it happened. I was just focusing on Twitter, but my sales increased from everywhere. So I'm happy, but it happened on its own.